Well, Steve and I were talking a little bit about CrossTalk, and so I thought I'd take a few minutes and tell you what I think about the organization. In 1970, Mary and I and Steve, who was 4 years old at that time, and his brother Dan, went to live with the Buglere, which was an unreached people group here in Panama. And during the ensuing years, we had the privilege of providing materials in the language. We did a primer series, a hymn book, and eventually the scriptures, as well as other items. And during the period of time that we were learning the language, reducing it to writing, doing the translation and so on, I thought, it's really interesting. We've given our lives to translating, and obviously people need the scriptures. We've spent a lot of time in helping people know how to read their own language, and for those that will never learn to read, we have an apparatus like the Proclaimer, which provides the scriptures orally. But there was an area that is missing with regard to ministering to indigenous people and others as well. And the area that I often thought about was, it's one thing to have the scriptures, it's another thing to have access to them, but the third thing, it's kind of like a three-legged stool. The third thing is to be able to exegete the scriptures appropriately and then be able to teach them in such a way that really provides meaningful application to everyday life. And that's an area that, frankly, Wycliffe Bible Translators, of which we're a member of, we're not really involved that much in it. And so when Steve got involved with CrossTalk Global, I thought, that's it. That's the third leg of the stool that that is really, really important. And obviously, without the scriptures, without learning to read or being able to hear them in just a language electronically, without that, then you can't do the teaching. But the teaching is just absolutely essential. So we're excited about what Steve's doing. And in addition to that, one thing that's really cool is that, as probably most of you know, there's going to be a training session here in Panama. And interestingly enough, a couple of the Buglere pastors are going to be involved in that. And so it's almost like what we started in 1970, translating the scriptures, providing access to them, scripture use and so on, that was like a foundational thing, and now it's like, well, it's kind of like a dessert that CrossTalk Global is putting like the topping on the sundae or the whipped cream on the top of the thing to really fill out what was lacking. So we're really excited about that, and I'm sure that the two Buglere guys that come, they're going to be the low people on the totem pole in terms of their ability in Spanish and so on. But I think it's going to be transforming, it'll transform their ministry in terms of being able to teach and preach more appropriately. So bless you. We're excited about the organization, about what you're doing. And we're really excited, Mary and I, that Steve can be involved.